She's a noted artist, speaker, Tibetan philosopher, and even a former Buddhist nun. Sherab Khando is here with a preview of her upcoming Living Simply Loving events at the Space. First of all, tell us about the event itself. It's tonight and tomorrow.
It's tonight and tomorrow. We'll be talking about bringing more peace into our lives, being able to create more joy in our experience from moment to moment, and ways of letting go of some of the negativity that seems to plague us on a day-to-day basis.
I think a lot of people could identify with, hey, I need to get there and then to find out about that. You brought some of your art.
Yes,
and tell us how you get rid of negativity through your art.
My art is a wonderful practice, and it has nourished me for many, many years. One of the ideas is I paint with little dots. So it's pointillism, and it's a vibrant painting style, but each dot is a prayer. Each stroke of the brush is a compassionate wish for an end of suffering.
Is there a name for this one you have there? I love that.
That is actually a detail from a much larger painting, but it gives you an idea of the vibrancy of the color and the detail that is there. There are layers and layers of color within each small segment of a piece.
And you brought a couple in studio that are absolutely lovely. And this is, you say by saying a prayer with, it helps you let go of negativity. What else can people do to let go? Because I think a lot of people have a lot of tension built up for not letting things go.
Right, exactly, we do. We spend a lot of time wrapped our minds around what happened in the past, concerned about things that are going to happen in the future that are likely never to happen. So to bring your mind back to the very moment that you're in, and then make a choice to practice compassion. We often wait for compassion. We mistake it for a feeling. It's not a feeling. It's a practice. Sometimes it's practiced through gritted teeth, but it is effective, and over time it relaxes our minds.
Can it really be as small as letting somebody in on the freeway when they're trying to get in and you're tired of waiting and you just let them in because it's the right thing to do? Let
them in and be happy about it. Be happy about the fact that this person is now, moving on their way, rather than how dare they, or making it competitive. Be more collaborative.
Speaking of collaborative, I mean, your work seems to be something that you do on your own. Do you ever collaborate to do some of this art with other people to just, get them to bring things out like this picture we have behind us?
I do some workshops like that. I'll be doing a workshop at the Omega Institute in October, and it's called self-discovery through art. And so it's a practice of really going within your own being and expressing.
Describe this lady we're seeing here that you've drawn.
She's my girl.
Excuse me.
That is White Tara from the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, and she is a goddess of compassion, of loving kindness, of prosperity, of longevity, and she is a very active display of the feminine principle of compassionate practice.
The eye on the forehead, is that the inner eye, or does it represent something else?
That's the wisdom eye, and it's the eye that we, as in Tibetan Buddhism, we would aspire to be able to see all things through that wisdom eye, and not through the ordinary eye of self-concern, but of a loving eye that recognizes the equality of all of us, and the fact that my happiness is not any more important than the happiness of others, that we're equal. It's not less important, but it's equal.
Yeah, I think a lot of people see that in arguments when they say, you don't care about me, you're thinking about yourself, but the thing is you have to think about other people's, even when you're thinking about your own feelings.
And if you have the sense that, a great practice is if you have the sense that somebody is ignoring you, stop for a moment and see, maybe you're ignoring them, maybe you're not listening. So it's a beautiful reflection, and rather than getting all offended and...
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't want to look internally because when they see what's in there, it's like, ooh, I need a status check.
That's a beautiful thing to say, too, because that's where compassion really begins. It begins with ourselves. And if we can recognize some of our own fears and concerns and give our own self some love, it's much easier to understand where other people are coming from.
Back to the event. If people come this weekend, what else will they see besides your wonderful paintings?
We'll have paintings, and then we're going to have a talk. I'm going to tell a bit about my story, and we're going to talk in more detail about some of these practices of living joyfully, of letting go. We're also... the next morning we'll be doing a meditation class, and we'll talk a bit about, tonight we'll be talking a bit about the value of meditation and how that can be such a wonderful, magnificent tool in a person's life, and it doesn't have to take a long time.
Ooh,
you can walk it through your day-to-day moments.
Yes, like standing in line in a very long line in a store waiting to get your groceries.
Sitting at a stoplight, anywhere.
Oh.
And then it just becomes, I'm trying to get somewhere. You're like, oh, a moment.
I like that. A moment. Use that with the kids. A moment. All right. If you would like more information about Shay's upcoming events, just visit our website at azfamily.com/yourlife or call our hotline.